stream is live, brother.
All right.
We're here. We're live.
Finally.
Damn, we should have put this link in the Discord for the peeps, huh? Maybe not yet.
Nah.
Just in case we get too crazy in here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Scoot my ass into this shot here. There it is. So how's it going, man?
Things are going all right.
Welcome to the podcast. Our podcast.
Pleasure.
The Void. Void. Just Void. Yeah, nigga. Am I supposed to say nigga? I'm not supposed to say nigga. Yeah, bro.
I mean, you marked the not for kids thing, so I think it's fine.
Yeah, children.
Yeah.
Stay away. There's going to be slurs.
Yeah, stay away from niggas.
Yeah, man. So you were talking about mariachis, and this isn't even a funny story. It's just like the power of a good mariachi.
Mm-hmm.
We were in Mexico, and I remember this dude came through and he's saying "No llores," but like the way he said it, like shook the windows of the restaurant.
Holy shit!
Like no, like he hit that upper note so hard, like I had to put my glass down. Like it's just like he wasn't even a good looking nigga, but I was like he could walk out here with any girl in here after that. Like he was shaking pants.
The sheer charisma around,
bro.
Yeah,
the charisma, sure. The fucking the embrasure, bro. He was shaking tables.
That gravitas.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was just no llores. I done heard of no llores a million fucking times.
Oh man, how are you doing?
I'm good, man.
That's good. Work,
martial arts, life.
Yeah.
You know, it's a journey.
Definitely.
But it's working. That shit, you know, making it work.
That's good.
Yeah, dude. So what we gonna start with? We started with Ahsoka. Right off the back. That's how we gonna do it.
Is there even like any contention between us on that? Because I know we feel generally the same about Ahsoka.
I wouldn't let him watch my kids.
Fair.
Alone. I let him train my kids if I was in his presence. Not that I could stop him from killing me. But
here's the thing: if I had one kid, probably not. If I had two kids, maybe.
Why the second kid? Why does that make a difference?
I just feel like they could look out for each other.
Yeah, it's harder to fuck one kid than to fuck two kids.
Supposedly.
But other way around.
Yeah,
I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Especially black kids, they're loud. Mr. Man, get the fuck off. You know?
Yeah, dude. But
it's always get your clown ass.
It's always like a rough position to take because like Ahsoka is like my top 3 like favorite characters in Hunter x Hunter aside from Moral and Killua. So
I thought you was gonna say of all time.
Oh no.
Yeah, in the show, not even for me, there, bro. No. He's tight. He is tight. He's top 5 for me.
Yeah.
Because I like niggas for different reasons, you know, like pause, but like I'm not just because you're somebody that can kill a lot of people, that's not what's gonna make me interested. You know what I'm saying? Like one of my top 4, I think he's number 4, dodgeball guy.
Razor?
Come on. Razor?
He was ill.
He was epic. Got a new lease on life. He was an ex-con. He made it work. You blaze your head open wide with a dodgeball.
Yeah. But it wasn't for nothing, though. He's like, you know, here's the rules in which I operate in, and I'm going to dust your shit in it.
This is what I got to do.
Exactly.
The homie put me in this position, and I'm going to sit here and do this position because it was either this or jail, and I'm really thankful that it ain't jail.
True.
Just a grateful-ass nigga. Grateful-ass dedicated.
It's also really hilarious that he just straight up said, okay, bye, once the Phantom Troop showed up. It's like, hey, I'm not supposed to be here.
Think about that, though.
Like, all of them.
He faced the entirety of the fucking spider troop, and it was just like, and stood there like a gangster.
Yeah, like y'all just gotta leave.
No fear, no worry, because he knew how it was gonna go. Like they didn't know about cards, and he had a card in his back pocket. You think he would have been that same kind of calm if he didn't have that card in his back pocket?
Bro, the way he did them, I don't think it even would have mattered, yo. Because like the way he was performing against Gon and Ahsoka, who we later find out was like a Phantom Troop member, like for him to just be that effortless against fucking them up, like I don't think it would have mattered.
He was playing a game though. These niggas were on one side of the field. If they're trying to attack him, I don't know if he had all that time to set up a dodgeball kick.
True, but it's like
low. I take that back though, because he was apparating some of those dodgeballs.
He also like straight up broke Hisoka's arms just playing a game.
Was it his arms or his fingers?
Like when he tried to catch a ball and like his whole arm twisted and shit.
Oh yeah, but it didn't break. It didn't break. He broke his fingers though.
Bro,
he bent all of them fingers back.
His arms were Twizzlers. Like,
yeah, he ate that shit though.
But it's like if he's doing that playing a game, like I'm not trying to see him in a fight.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't fade him.
No.
Yeah, the whole troop though.
Yeah, he just said bye. It's just like
no, without the card though. I'm saying like if you just bounce.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? If he served one real fast one, Phaeton probably pops it with the sword. Then he serves two more, and then he calls the gorillas out, and they start serving. But no, he's not the gorilla guy. He had the other dudes. He calls those like faceless clown guys out, and they start serving.
Low ball. I don't think it would have mattered still. Like he was smiling the whole time.
Yeah,
like I don't
was
think,
kicking it.
Like I don't think.
You think Razor was just like a superpower that was just like kicking in the game because of Jing?
He probably didn't have anything better to do. Yeah.
Like if he was out of the game, he'd probably be like a high player.
Yeah, for sure.
You think he's squashing like a Zoldyck?
Which Zoldyck?
Because obviously, Killua already had his hands full. But like if we're talking like grown ass Zoldyck, like either the dad or the grandpa. Yeah, Silva to Zeno.
I'm going to say no. Because Crollo 2v1 them and was still hanging with them both. I don't think Razor would have walked out the same as Crollo.
Nah, 100%. Crollo had too many tools in his toolbox.
Yeah.
You can't really just run up on Crollo.
Yeah.
This nigga pulled out like a poisonous knife out of a cape.
Bro. And like the thing about that Crollo fight too is like with his book, he fights so handicapped. Like he was keeping pace with him while fighting handicapped just because of the restrictions of his ninja ability.
And he wasn't trying to kill him.
No.
Imagine fighting a lion. Just the equivalent of a lion in a person. You're like, I'm just gonna play around with this thing. I'm not gonna try my hardest. And what a diss that is to the Zoldicks. That's a diss.
Yeah, given their family.
That's a diss. That's a heavy ass diss. But like, shout out to like Zeno because like he ate that. He was like, "Yep, it would have been different if you were trying to kill me, but you weren't, so it's all good." They just took their licks. Yeah. I was watching this, but this is also not relevant, but kind of relevant. I was watching this podcast with Ali Sadiq in it. You ever heard of that dude?
Yeah,
I love him. His comedy's great. But he was talking about how he learned honor from two pimps fighting. Yeah, bro, it's the same kind of thing. He took his lumps. He was like, "Damn, he beat me."
That nigga beat my ass.
He's fast though, wasn't he?
He was fast.
He go, "Why don't you shoot him?" Nah, I ain't gonna shoot him. He won fair and square.
You got the one.
And that was the same thing. Zeno just started stretching. He was like, "Well, all right, I was supposed to die here, but I put my licks in, yo, bitch ass."
Right.
He dug in his ass on that last. I don't care if I die. We gonna hit your ass with the spirit bomb, nigga.
But even like going back to Hisoka, and like why I say it's like a rough position. Like the most I'm willing to like grant anybody, because like I'm not gonna take away the criticisms of him, but the most I'm willing to give him is like tantamount to pedophilia.
What is tantamount? Like you mean like adjacent? Like it's not completely it, but it's close enough?
I think the reason for it being it is nebulous, so it's hard to say if it is fully that or fully not.
So like the thing is, right, and this I feel where you're coming from, but like it's not sexual in its intent.
Right, I get where you're coming from.
Right, it's not he's not being sexual at all about it, technically, but I feel like it still gets to the same end point.
Yeah,
it's like if you loved a chicken and you wanted to fuck a chicken, you know, you might end up you might end up hugging the chicken the same way either way, you know. Like he don't want to fuck him, but he's definitely like watching them a little too close. And I feel like he should stop doing that. You know, like Quagmire had a second life, bro. He turned this shit around.
Right. I mean, like, oh god, I'm gonna hate saying it. The reason why I say it's tantamount is because one of, if not the main tenet of
tenet is crazy. A tenet of pedophilia is fucking crazy to go on.
Well, I mean, because like on like a psychological level, like when you actually look into it, it's pretty fucked up. But like one of the main tenets of pedophilia is that they're attracted to somebody because they're young, and the reason why I say it's tantamount is because Hisoka doesn't have that attraction because he's young. He has that attraction because he recognizes that potential. Yeah. And even like Zushi was saying as much as like, not Zushi, Wing. Wing was saying, it was like, yo, Zushi, you may be like 1 in like 10,000. Those two kids are like 1 in like 1 million, maybe even more. And so that is what Hisoka is attracted to, kind. And but I hate talking about it because like optically I sound like a scumbag.
Yeah, nah, not a scumbag, just a sympathizer, bro. But it's all
that's
good.
Worse. I'd rather be
you'd rather be it than be adjacent to it. Yeah, just be a fanboy, like nah, I'm with it.
Yeah, man.
Nah, listen, because like I love Hisoka, bro. I think he's like the thing that I love about Hisoka. I love chaos. I love chaotic characters because it's always like, to me, the most free thing you can do is anybody.
Right.
Just completely embrace chaos. This is what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to react to the situation.
Like no limitations because you're powerful enough that any authority can't
I'm
fuck
just going to
with
react.
You. Yeah.
I got bungee and gum, bro. I'm flexible and I can harden. There's nothing you can do to fuck with me. Like, I love that about his character. But he got to stop with little kids. Because, like, it's funny when he does it to other people. And it's kind of the same thing where it's like it's a double standard. And it's funny to talk about double standards with age. Right? Like, you can treat a grown nigga this way, not a kid this way.
That is crazy, yeah.
But that's kind of where it's at, where it's like, if that was a grown man he was looking at like that, and like he was like being all like homosexual about it, like people wouldn't mind because like you could be gay. And that's fine. You're not, he's like, ooh, look at that. And then he wants to fight him. Like, that's kind of funny. He's gay about fighting, but like doing that with kids.
I guess my like bigger question, like, is there an appropriate way to like Hisoka as a character? Because like everybody like obviously always brings up like the pedophilia stuff. Like, is there like a good way to be a fan of Hisoka?
Because I'm not like black and white like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like for me, it's like yes, he's a well written character in a lot of ways.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's just it's hard to rep him. Like it's hard to rock a t-shirt with Hisoka on. Yeah. I can't put like the free Hisoka shirt on and walk down the street. Niggas gonna be like, what? You ever see those like YouTube videos where it's like Griffith did nothing wrong?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Hey, some compelling arguments. I've heard both sides. That's all I'm saying.
I feel you.
That was his girl from Jump. If you really want to talk about it and cheat it. And what did she tell Guts? What did she tell? Did you watch it?
No.
She listen. You know what happened though.
Enough about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're transitioning now.
Okay.
We just did a transition, but like, so yeah, he was doing his thing with Casca. Spoiler alert: if y'all ain't seen Berserk me yet, you're under a rock.
Spoiler
Fix your life.
3, 2, 1.
So he was hitting Casca from the back against her will at first, and then she started to reminisce about the good old days, looking up at Griffith in the armor.
Whoa!
And then she would like let it happen. And Guts loves her, and he's watching her get raped basically, and Griffith is just hitting it, eyes locked on Guts. He don't give a fuck about it. He's just doing this to say fuck you, Guts.
Yeah.
And Guts is running towards him, getting his arms bit off and shit. And what does Casca say to him? Don't look. What a knife to the heart is that, bro? Don't look. And you can take that any way you want to. If maybe she's trying to protect him or whatever the fuck, but like, don't look hurts my feelings.
Dude, the thing is, like, there's so many things it could be, and I don't think any of them don't involve like your heart shattering into a million pieces.
Don't look. And then right when she said don't look, a demon puts his finger right in his eye. And that's why he wears an eye patch.
Whoa.
Yeah. You see the
story
down on the camera. It's a terrible story, but it's an amazing story because it's like no other story gets that deep. And like that's kind of the thing with Hisoka, where it's like because and like it's funny to transition back, but like, when you write with no limit, like no boundary to what you're writing about, you can link anything to anything, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the fact, like we can talk about how deep Griffith's hatred ran for Guts in that moment, that he was willing to do that to Casca just to fuck with him.
Right.
And we could talk about how much Casca loved Griffith to the point where it was like she remembered the good old days, even though she was in hell and just watched all of her friends die, and now she's being fucking like she's looking back and saying, "Hey, but that's still Griffith. That's my love." You know what I'm saying? Like
that's my guy.
And like that depth of character only exists when you challenge those boundaries. Yeah. And it's like Hisoka being who he was, like somebody that loved fighting so much that he had a sexual like connection to it. They push that boundary to the up team.
It gets to the limit where it's so a part of his anatomy.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And like, of course, the kids, powerful kids, that would be them pushing the boundary,
bro. Because like even on like a non-sexual note, like you're telling me like if you're one of like the best fighters in the world and you like hear about these two kids that like are also like approaching to be some of the best fighters in the world, that you wouldn't want to fight them?
I would. I'd fight a 16-year-old that was like the best next up and coming.
Yeah, I mean like powers granted and stuff. Like,
bro, you hear about that shit? Oh, I mean Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
Mike Tyson was knocking out grown ass men at 16.
Yeah.
Look at like no names, but like look at little homie. Like for a little kid, he's got a natural talent that you can't teach.
Right.
You like that's like years and years of effort that he would have to put in to get that from something. But the problem is with talent, like it's shapeless and nebulous, like we talk about. So it's like you kind of feel where you should be putting your feet, but you're not thinking about it actively. So the moment your tempo is disrupted, you're thrown off.
Right.
That's martial arts. I'll talk about martial arts all day.
Yeah, I mean, it's like talent's interesting because, like, when you talk about aptitudes, like even if you were to look at somebody from like a physical level and like you looked at their muscles, I'm like, hey, their muscles are maybe more prone towards like striking or like grounding themselves or like kicking. Like there's just certain ways that like your physical way is shaped, and I think that's true for like who you are on the inside. Like there's just certain things about you that you can't quite see that you have like aptitudes toward, so it's like, for example, like that fighting spirit, or when it comes to like Hisoka's like sexual attraction, like that's just something you can't see that he has an aptitude towards.
Yeah,
granted he's still as kids, but that depth is still there. That's just the way it takes form.
And that was the answer to your question for me. It was just like, how do you rep them? It's just sort of like, almost silently. Somebody brings it up. Yeah, I don't know. You got a good point, but he does this, and this. But I think we can all agree that like a shirt, unless you're like an anime chick, is a bridge too far. Because again, double standards. I feel like if an anime chick wears a Hisoka shirt, she's like, he's cute. Doesn't really matter.
What if it was just like, not necessarily like a shirt of Hisoka, but what if you had like a small tattoo where it was just like the diamond and the teardrop?
That's skating the line. That's skating the line, because like, especially if you're a guy.
That's awful.
You know what that means if you're a guy, right?
Yeah, you're branded.
But like if a girl does that, it's kind of like, he's cute.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that bad.
That's why you brought up double standards.
Double standards.
Yeah.
Because like, something else about this is going to be cancelable territory. Let me scoot in. Double standards against women sexualizing children.
What do you mean?
My mom and my grandma used to pinch my butt all the time.
Oh.
Imagine if I pinched a little girl's butt.
Yeah, dude.
You're going under the jail.
Yeah, man.
Not that I would ever want to,
but that's what I'm saying. Growing up in church and I would hear old ladies be like, man, I can't wait till you get older. I'm like, hey, yo.
Isn't that crazy?
Like, yeah, that's wild.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just that difference right there is so crazy when we're talking about double standards. But, like, it's not that I hate the double standard because I don't find women creepy. But I find men creepy. And that's as a man, so I get it. I get why the double standard exists, but it is just a trip to be a spectacle. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to think about.
It sucks, but the best thing you can do is know about it. That way you can navigate it,
Yeah.
That's all you pretty much can do.
I just try to live honest, man.
Yeah.
Somebody stink, I'm going to tell them they stink, If I stink, I'm going to be like, fuck, I stink, my bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
Hisoka.
That's awful.
Aversion to horror. So why don't you like horror games and movies? As somebody that loves them, I'm gonna tell you what I like about them, and then you can tell me what you don't like about them. Maybe because like they might be like direct encounter. You know what I'm saying? Because like I enjoy the adrenaline spike you get, where it's like like it's a layer of immersion that you don't get with normal shit. Where it's like, whoa, now I'm into it. It's kind of like that fight or flight activating on the back end.
For me, the reason why I am averse to horror, whether it be movies, video games, what have you, that adrenaline feeling you describe, it's, I don't want to say like anxiety, but it's like the bad version of adrenaline for me. Like I get that same rush, but I don't like it because I don't have any way to like displace that. Like if I'm in a movie theater and I'm watching a horror movie and I'm like feeling scared, like I can't just take off on the person next to me. Like I could leave, but then that would like ruin the experience of watching a movie. But like to that point, like if I'm playing like God of War, or like Sekiro or something like that, I get that same adrenaline, but I get to displace it in a way that it's like, hey, I'm getting to fight this thing and I get to overcome it. That's where the adrenaline comes from for me. So for me, like, long story short, I just don't like the feeling it gives me.
It is like a poisoning kind of feeling. Like it feels like like you got like a good jump scare in a movie. You're like but
yeah.
And like this is gonna take me back because I remember this experience very clearly. But I remember it was a haunted mansion, and I think it was Knott's when they had the mazes and shit back in the day. And it was the first time I've been in Knott's like without parents. Like I was alone. I was like maybe 14, 15. Right?
Solo trip, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, I had the homies with me, but no parents.
Right. No adult supervision.
No adults.
Like you were, yeah.
And then there was these hot white girls, like 5 or 6 of them, walking into this haunted mansion, right? And I was just like, don't worry, ladies, I got you, right? And for some reason, God blessed me with all the strength and the courage to stand there and look at everybody. I was, whatever, fuck it, because I had to be strong for ladies. So like they're hiding behind me. They're like, you're so brave, bro. Like got numbers, right? And that experience is what really like gave me a different relationship to that feeling, because it was like there's a certain level of safety, no matter what you're doing, scary as a tax-paying citizen. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
Nobody's gonna put a dick in your butt. Like nobody's gonna fucking pinch your nipple if you don't want them to. And if they do, you get to fuck them up, right? No, but for real, like if you go to Not Scary Farm,
all like the slasher flicks, like all like the horror stories of possession is like, fuck that, dick in the butt, worst thing.
That's the worst thing. That's the worst thing that can happen to you, bro. Get stabbed up or get a dick in the butt. Which one would you rather right now? Exactly my point,
bro. Why'd you say right now?
You didn't have to think about it,
bro. You
didn't even have to think about
it. Being stabbed to death or like
a dick in the butt.
I'm gonna take the latter.
A dick in the butt
versus dying.
That's crazy.
Dying is crazy.
I mean, you got a chance. Like, you don't got to sit there and get stabbed.
Okay. Now we're just adding more parameters. Then
all right.
You just said being stabbed to death, like that was a guarantee. Like
all right, stabbed or dick in the butt, just not to death, but stabbed.
Been stabbed.
Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna die from a dick in the butt. Hopefully, imagine that. That would be travesty. That'd be a horse.
No, but it's like being stabbed to death and being stabbed are two different things. So.
Yeah, a stab sucks.
It sucks. But like I deal with that over like no one else penetrated.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, man. Anyway, what were we talking about? How do we get on dick in the butt?
We were talking about the broad ideas of aversion to horror.
Yeah, because you're not gonna get a dick in the butt.
No,
you're not gonna get stabbed either.
No,
it's like, and knowing that, and like that was kind of like I had that same connection with roller coasters, because like people would be afraid of them, the big drops, and it was like eventually like it hit like a logical part of my brain. I was like, well, if I die, my family's gonna be rich forever.
Oh yeah, and settlement check up the ass,
and they don't want that. So this thing is gonna be as safe as humanly possible. So I'm probably gonna be fine. And like going through that with life is sort of like what gave me that kind of feeling towards horror. It was like, they're gonna spook me up, they're gonna scare me, but at the end of the day, I'm in my house. Nothing can really fuck with me except my own mind. So like, as long as I turn that part off, I'm safe. And it sort of becomes like happy time, like what's gonna happen next.
That I can understand, but like then when you introduce like money into the equation, whether you're like paying for an experience, whether it be like a movie or a game, I wouldn't want to pay for an experience I'm not gonna enjoy.
Yeah, if you don't enjoy it, you don't enjoy it. It gives me like a crack high, bro. I don't know what it is. Like we just watched The Blackening. You seen The Blackening?
No, the trailers look pretty funny though.
It's so ridiculous. I started falling asleep on it though. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
It was very divisive. It was a divisive movie, but it was funny. It was very like
I could see that though.
Yeah, it was divisive, but it was funny as fuck. Like it was you could tell it was written by black people.
Right.
But yeah, you know, like anytime I see like a jump scare or something, just like it's so momentary for me. It's like, all right, it's gone.
Yeah, dude. Maybe it's just like way too visceral for me because like those jump scares, I feel it through like my body.
Really, because you like you
like
are
my
very
calves,
like
my forearms,
reactive dude
up.
too.
I'm like, okay,
but it's all right though. Once you get got, it's over. That's it.
It's not over.
Because like if it was real life, you get to punch that. That's the beauty of it, right? If it's real life, you get to you're you. And somebody jump scares you, you get to fuck them up. But
but that's what I was saying about like having
not being
like
to
no
displace
outlet. Like, like if I get jump scared in a video game, if I like deck my TV or my monitor when I'm playing, I'm like, okay, now I've like $300-400 to replace that.
Yeah, it's an expensive bunch of whoopsie daisies. Yeah.
For me, it's just like the experiences I've had with it, whether they be like paid for or free, I haven't enjoyed. So like, it doesn't make sense to continue that.
Yeah. It's tough, man. There's so many good like horror experiences though. Like you remember the game we were playing? It was kind of a horror game. When everybody came over,
I still got jump scared. Like, dude, like you even commented, I'm like, yo, Jake still has his hand up from being jump scared.
Yeah, I remember. I remember you were like locked in a defensive mode. Didn't you die?
Yeah. Okay, that wasn't my fault. Yeah. Because one of the people there was trying to save my life, and then they failed, and then they passed the controller to me. I only had one chance, and I failed, and I died.
Yeah, forever too.
Yeah, like I'm out of the story. Yeah,
I forget it. So it was the same developers Until Dawn for the crew, the people who watch the crew, the cast.
Until Dawn vibes.
Yeah,
yeah,
and it was I think it was called Man of Medan or something like that. No, Little Hope.
Yeah,
Little Hope.
That was the name of the town.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a good one. We still haven't beaten it though. We got to get everybody over so we can beat it.
Yeah, definitely.
You won't be able to play.
Damn, what was I gonna say?
But like that was semi enjoyable, you know.
For the most part, I'd say.
Did you have like a bad experience with horror?
You mean like traumatizing?
Yeah.
Like to the point.
Like something that disrupted your experiences with horror altogether, like something that fucked it up for you?
Traumatizing? No, I wouldn't say. Or maybe, because like when I was a kid, there was this trailer for a movie called, I think it was called like Mirrors or something.
Mm-hmm.
That fucked me up for a long time, dude. Like I would never, like I would duck like below, because like the apartment we lived at the time, like you like had to walk past the bathroom to get to the rooms. I would always be like ducking under the mirror. Like I wouldn't look at like my sisters or my mom's handheld mirrors or anything. Like when they were barbershop, that was a scary time for me because there's mirrors
you could go
everywhere in there, dude. So that shit had me psyched out for a long time. But like I wouldn't say that's traumatic, but
that was your thing. It got you.
Yeah.
Sometimes this shit gets you. You know what mine was? Anaconda. I was scared as shit of big snakes. Then a motherfucker, bro. I was so scared. I was like, anaconda's gonna come out the toilet when I sit on it. When I go swim in the pool and like,
bro, yeah,
that dark side of the pool when the shade hits it and nobody else in there with you, anaconda gonna come out that motherfucker, eat me alive, choke me to death, and then eat me alive. How terrifying is that as a child? This thing is bigger than you. It's basically one giant calf muscle. It's super strong.
Dude, yeah, it's just one ambidextrous muscle.
It's means, bro. Like it's means of killing you. It was choking you to death, crushing your body, and then eating you whole. Yeah. No chewing.
Like no chewing. Like I'm just gonna let my stomach has to take care of this.
I was a child. But you know, and I can tell you when I stopped being afraid of horror movies. And this is like a funny thing, because not a lot of people get to experience this.
Okay.
but my dad used to work for Wesley Snipes back in the day, and I went on like the scene of like Blade, and like people with like vampire teeth and eyes and shit in kept coming and talking to me. And like it broke the fourth wall.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like, oh, these niggas are actors. This is all fake.
Yeah, it tears the illusion apart.
Yeah, like no matter what kind of horror I see now, it's always like this nigga's got a mocap suit on.
Right.
Or like this is a nigga that does this for a living. Like even in It, and I loved It. It's a really terrible story that was played really well in those movies. When you watch that nigga do that eyeball thing, first thing I had to do was like, that's funny, the face. I watched an interview with him when he did it like without the makeup on, and then that
really?
break. Yeah.
Holy shit.
And that breaks it for me too. It's like those kind of things. Like as long as I can ground it into some sort of reality, I'm fine. It doesn't really spook me. And like I'm trying to think of the last movie that spooked me. Maybe Candyman got me a little bit.
Even on a broader scope, I guess I have a question for you, because like you seem to be pretty into horror. What would you define as horror? Because one of my favorite movie series of like all time for no reason is Saw. But that could be like categorized as horror. But like I enjoy it to the fullest. I enjoy every bit of it. So
that feels like the type of shit you would do to a person though. Like that would be the type of violence you would put on a nigga, like lock him up and make him do puzzles.
That's fucked. Oh man. But yeah, that would be my question. It's just like, what would you define as horror?
It's like that could be defined as horror because there's like this drastic difference, right, between horror and thriller. Right? Agreed. Where you're thinking like there's a good story where it's like the pacing is a certain type of way, you're like hanging off of everything that happens.
Yeah. And
then there's like those things that are like chilling and like down to your bones scary.
Yeah.
And like that kind of comes from like nature and nurture, right? You have the learned experiences or the things that you were born with, like the things that you're afraid about. Like most people can't do religious shit because they were born in Christian Catholic households, you know?
Yeah.
Or people are afraid of ghosts because they had a fucking paranormal experience when they was young, you know? Like, no, that shit's real, you know? Like something that really gets to you. And like mine was snakes because like I lived in Jamaica and I seen like these moths that was like this big.
Yeah.
And I was like, if a moth could get this fucking big, a snake could definitely get the size of a bus.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? If I see a bus size snake, I'm shitting.
Yeah.
I got nothing else for it but shit and death. You know?
Like, just take me, dog. Like,
that's it.
Running's gonna make it worse.
But yeah, like I genuinely credit not being afraid of horror movies to that one experience with my dad and Blade. Because I remember that happening right after Anaconda was fucking me up so much. And now that I think about it, I don't know if they did that because of it. I don't know if Dad was like, oh, you scared of Anaconda? Let me show you these niggas that are dressed like vampires. But that's how it worked out.
Maybe it would have helped me then to have a de-stressing experience of not being scared of mirrors all the time.
Mirrors was a fucked up one though, but when you fucking cut the nigga from here to here.
The trailer, like that was enough to be like, no, this isn't for me.
I love that movie though. I watched the fuck out of it, yeah. The way it ended was terrible because the initial spirit that was trapped in the mirror, spoilers, was spoilers, nigga. Mirrors came out in what, early 2000s?
Yeah.
Get on your shit. But yeah, the initial spirit was being tortured in a mirrored room. So like mirrors on walls, ceiling, and then like eventually like the spirit bonded with the mirror, and then like it became like a receptacle for other spirits. So like those dark spirits would possess your image and make you do fuck shit. And like, you know, once you get into the granular level like that, it's kind of, oh, I understand how it happens, and that kind of makes it not scary for me too. And you know what? And the best thing about paranormal experiences, bro, this is for you. This is for anybody. This is for you. You at home, this is for you. Every single time, whether it be ghost, whether it be possession, whether it be a demon in your house, like whether it be like witchcraft, like whether it be magic, it always ties back to one key thing. And what is that, Javon?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
The power of will. The more you believe in the thing, the more influence it has on you. Freddy Krueger fucked you in your dreams until you realized it was a fucking dream. You know what I'm saying? It's always about will. You can't get possessed if you're like this repository of will. Like you're stronger than this thing. You are able to conceptualize a victory no matter how broken you are, right? No matter how defeated you are. And that shit keeps you from getting possessed. Look at the right. When they fucking possessed Hannibal Lecter, bro, he showed his dick to kids and backhanded somebody. Didn't have no will. He saw that dark horse, bro. He said, "Fuck it, we're going down the path."
Yeah. Low ball, that is a crazy thing. Because, like, even the anime Blue Exorcist, like, one of the main priests, like, most people would have to, like, resist the devil by, like, reciting scriptures or, like, doing, like, magic. He literally just, like, resisted it by sheer willpower. The devil's like, hey, I want your body. He was like,
no.
Nah. And then that just worked for, like, years on end. So I think there's some validity to that. Yeah,
bro, it is.
Like, yeah.
Every single time that, like, because what does the demon do before it possesses you? It fucks with your perception of reality.
Yeah.
It alters your experience. Yeah, it gives you fucking weird dreams, tries to break you down. Because then once you're breaking down, that's when you're vulnerable. And that's when you can get taken. But if you're not vulnerable in that way, you get to survive. So, you know, conditioning the mind is the thing that I think is the most important mission that every human should have on this planet.
I agree.
Because a full conditioned mind, there's nothing you can't accomplish. Atom bombs, fucking space shuttles, you know, the type of shit humanity is really capable of.
It's like that one saying goes, the greatest conqueror of all is the one who conquers himself.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts. We got deep in here. Got deep in this motherfucker.
Goddamn.
Void.
What's number 3? Assassination Classroom.
What a beautiful fucking show.
We can talk about everything up till like the last 5 or 6 episodes because I haven't seen those yet. So I am sorry.
Cut the camera.
Cut
the fucking camera.
I am sorry.
What the fuck do you mean? Why?
Bro, life.
Ooh, I'm gonna just put the shit on and then it's gonna like cut to a montage of just us watching this shit for the next 5 hours, son. What?
But I still think there's like way more than enough to talk about.
Yeah, no. That's crazy. I haven't finished it. That shit hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry. There was 2 of my favorite moments so far in that show. One was like early on where he was talking to that baseball kid, and he was really into baseball, and he had his idol, and like he was getting discouraged because he's like I couldn't be like him, like I'm not strong enough, and so Kodo Sensei like flies to one of the game and like analyzes like the student's idol and like how his muscle was like, and he went back to him and was like, hey, it's true that, you know, you're not gonna be like him. That dude's like generational, but he has something. I mean, you have something he don't has. Like I think it was like more or less.
He had more flexibility.
Like
in his
elasticity in his arm is like.
You'll be able to throw a fastball.
It was a good lesson to be like, it's cool to have idols, but like recognize your strengths and where like you could be an idol to someone else, to someone else too. You know, I think that was a really, really strong lesson.
Bro, can I tell you something without crying, bro?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like those types of experiences are the reason why I started a nonprofit dojo.
Mm-hmm.
Because so many people ignore the power that they have in themselves. And yeah, like you said, making idols out of things, making mountains out of molehills, like thinking things are unaccomplishable. But like, just a little push is really what most people need. Just a little love, just a little push, just a little belief. It's always one step short. And it's a big fucking step where you got nobody loving you, nobody telling you right from wrong, right?
That's real shit. Yeah.
And like, a good teacher is the only person that can give that to you when you don't have a father, a brother.
When you don't have it in like your immediate family.
You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that really, and think about what that is for a teacher. Underpaid, underprivileged, shit on by the community, the fucking people that you work for, basically like, hey, you get paid X amount, it's fine. When it's like you're getting paid less than doctors, even though you're fucking making doctors.
Yeah. You're
making doctors. You're a doctor factory. You're getting paid less than doctors.
You're cultivating the future of society.
Yeah, that's political. I'll dwell on that. But like, it's such an important relationship to have with somebody that's willing to teach you, willing to like be a mentor, willing to connect with you on an emotional level while also teaching you something. Because like you said, that moment where like he showed him like, you have something that he does not. Like he gave him a way to be better than his fucking idol, something to shoot for, something to strive for, a fucking goal.
Yeah.
And like with martial arts, I do that all the time.
Right.
You're trying to make this kick happen. Okay, start stretching, start practicing these drills, and then the kick happens, and it's like, whoa. In that moment of like, aha, like fuck, I can do it. Like that's the reason why I teach.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was the thing with Assassination Classroom. Even though, damn, I don't even know where to cut it off for you with the spoilers, but like you find out some things about his motivations that make it so it's like he's not so much doing it for the kids. He's just good with kids.
Yeah.
Like he didn't set out to be that kind of teacher. He just was that kind of teacher because he was that kind of person.
Right.
And that's kind of what it is with teaching or any type of mentorship. It's like it just takes that kind of person to put forth that effort and see what comes from it.
Right. Yeah, because anybody can be a teacher, sadly.
Yeah, facts.
Doesn't mean you'll be good at it, but anybody can be a teacher. But it takes a special kind of person, like you said, like to be a mentor, someone that knows the nuances of what they can teach somebody and how to make those nuances digestible.
Bro, shout out to Mr. Coffee, my 5th grade teacher.
You've mentioned him before, yeah.
I still remember that nigga. He played classical music for us because he told us it would make us smart. Don't know why I remember that. I'll never forget it though. 5th grade. Lived in Inglewood, inner city. Most people tell you like you ain't shit or the world's gonna chew you up. He believed in us,
and
you know.
Dead or in jail, yeah.
He believed in us. It meant something, you know. It really meant something. And yeah, teaching has a special place in my heart because of that.
Yeah, dude. That was one moment. And then the other moment was when the kids had gone to that island and they were doing an assassination attempt on Coro, and it basically resulted in him just being this ball and he couldn't do anything. And like it ended up that some of the kids had gotten sick, so they were going through like the tower to, probably should have recommended a spoiler on this one. But like you probably should have known by now. Anyway, they get to the top of this tower, and basically at the end, the main character, his name is escaping me right now, but he's fighting like basically like an militant dude. Like dude's got like serious training, and basically dismantles him like full stop. And then so like I don't know if it was a few episodes after that or like later on, but they were like, it was an episode where like everybody was discussing what they were gonna do after school, and he didn't really have like an idea of what he wanted to do because he was good at a lot of things, but never like perfect in one to like really show him where to go. And so like he walks up to Kodo Sensei, he's like, "Yo, would I make a good assassin if I'm like done with all this shit?" And he's like, "Well, dude, that's something only you can answer. Like I can't answer that for you. Like, yeah, you're good at it, but that's gonna be something you have to make the decision on, you know. That's not something I can tell you to do, and that's not a decision I can make for you." And,
which is such an empowering statement.
Yeah.
It was like, and this I've talked about this with like my girl and like people when I talk about kids. I always think like that if you're raising a child, the thing that's important isn't to like control all their options, make sure they can only do one thing and try to like give them the best. Like I think the only thing that you can really do that makes a difference in their life is controlling how they make decisions. And like giving them a way and a means to interact with the world that lets them understand it and make the best decision is the best thing that you can do for them.
Yeah.
Because like you're never gonna be able to control them. You're trying to give them something, they might push it away or they might have an adverse reaction to it and develop a weird relationship to it down the line, right?
Yeah.
But like giving them a way to understand and comprehend on their own, I think is the thing, right? And it's giving somebody wings, and that's what Koro Sensei always did.
Yeah.
Like, here's your wings. Like I'm not gonna do this for you, but I'll show you how you can do it for yourself.
Yeah. And it's also like an underlying message too. It's like, I'm not always gonna be here.
Yeah.
To help you through this.
And that's the
like,
sad part.
Yeah, it's like, as much as I'd love to, like, you're gonna have to look within yourself and develop the strength to answer these questions on your own, because like people come and go, as sad as it is, and like you're not always gonna have me, and I want to empower you to make that best decision for yourself. And I think that was really important. I don't know why I can't remember his name, but yeah.
Nagisa.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, no, Cordo is one of the best teachers ever.
And let me circle back to the military guy.
Okay.
Because we're making the point about mental fortitude.
Mm-hmm.
And like we've talked about this before, me and you off camera, where it's like age doesn't give you maturity.
No.
And it's the same kind of thing where it's like, if you didn't have a mentor in your life, you didn't have a father figure in your life, you didn't have somebody to teach you like that content of character, like that strength of will and mindset, you can get past a lot of shit, but still be incomplete. Mm-hmm. And think about who he was, right? That military guy. Big, burly, strong military guy, trained several cadets, right? But he was missing something emotionally. Mm-hmm. He wasn't able to handle his emotions. And he put that off to the wayside. Yeah. And that's just this glaring chink in your armor, this fucking big. Mm-hmm. And Nakisa filled that hole by having what? Fucking a calm nature. Yeah. It's clear fucking headspace and knowing what he was going to do. Like, it's just like, it's crazy how much emotional maturity and like being in the right mindset can accomplish such a
I mean, like you see that like amongst like even like real people in the world, like when people are in public like hollering, making a root, like the loudest guy is usually the one that gets slept because he's talking to somebody that's just like waiting for something to happen. It's just like, I'm gonna let you do all this fuck shit, but when you're really serious about it, I'm gonna show you why this was a bad idea.
Yeah, bro. And like beyond that, it's just like people that are hurt people. And
That's true.
And like we talked about like the aha moments, like so many people are just one push away from being on the other side of the scale, and so many people are one push away from being recognized and heard.
Yeah, dude. That's what the Joker said. Everybody's one bad day from becoming just like me.
Bro, did you see that video where this lady's at the gas station and she's like mad at this fucking guy who's an anger management coach?
Wow.
And he just, bro, it was beautiful. It was like, and like, this is the thing that I don't like about anger management. It kind of comes off as condescending, but like for a certain reason, because you are being ignorant.
Yeah.
So like, it makes sense why, but that's the only thing that makes it like kind of hard for me to receive. It's like, try to do this to somebody, because like, I couldn't imagine being condescending to somebody in the martial arts world. They'd fucking want to fight you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like any element of condescension is a problem. But yeah, this lady shows up. She's like, fuck you, nigga. I'm trying to pump gas. And he was like, hold on. You're not mad at me. You're mad at this.
Yeah.
And then like she ends up breaking down in tears and like hugging the nigga. And like they talk about life and shit. And it's just really like so many people like just that chip on their shoulder that's just too heavy. And they, you know, continuously get misunderstood until they get put in a bad position. And then now they're the enemy, you know?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that shit won't fly in the martial arts world.
No.
Everyone's one bad mile away.
I'm telling
you, bro, it's like when I was coming out of that restaurant, and I was just like saying it just because, like, what was school with you? Una Mao. And then one of the dudes like just looked at me. I'm like, bro, I didn't mean it like
you
that.
almost started a war, like, bro. Nigga in that mouth.
I didn't mean it like that. My fault, G.
Nah, because and that's another really sad thing about martial arts. Sometimes is that you can get really good at it without being well developed in the triangle that we talked about, the mind, body, and the spirit.
Right.
Because you can go to a meathead gym, develop the mind, right? I mean, develop the body, right? Develop a good like idea of the thing in the mind, but then not have a spiritual connection to it, not give a fuck about people. And then you're just this dark horse looking to hurt people without a well balanced ass like fucking arsenal.
Exactly.
And traditional martial arts is kind of what it's supposed to look like. Life lessons alongside physical lessons. But that shit boring nowadays. Niggas ain't really trying to do it. And more than that, it takes a really long time for you to train a traditional technique base and then have it transferable into a sports base.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the only way to make it profitable.
Like to that, like outside of like the profitability and like marketability, but like to that thing you were talking about, like the mind, body, and spirit, that's the reason why people either call it a martial art or they call it a discipline. Yeah. Because like discipline implies a lot of
investment,
a lot of like fortitude, like you were saying, to like stay locked into this one thing. So it's like, you know, when people don't have that discipline and they're just like physically as good as they are, it's a scary thing because you think you're capable of way more than you really are.
Yeah, bro. Not experiencing, like just think, oh, I'll fight 5 dudes. No, you won't.
No.
Batman wouldn't fight 5 dudes.
No.
That man would have grappled into the air, waited for the darkness, took one
Battering
at a time,
everybody,
and then went back. He wouldn't fight 5 dudes for no reason.
Dude, in real life, like, bro, I don't even think, even like 2, you're still getting jumped.
Yeah, 2 is
like 2 is like
you got to be
serviceable
good.
if you're like if you're the elite of the elite.
And
but like
then
once you hit 3, like no, you're getting jumped.
Yeah,
like,
three decently trained guys, 3 B+ kickboxers would murder anybody. B+, not even good ones. Like 3 guys that have been to the gym for like 3 to 5 years, kicking heavy bags, shins are well conditioned, no fights.
But it's crazy though, because like even to that, and I'm agreeing with you, but it's like that's the danger of like scales, because like a B+ kickbox, 3 B+ kickboxers versus like 3 B+ Muay Thai people, like that's some scary shit.
Mm-hmm.
That is some scary shit to deal with. And you'd be like, nah, I'm just gonna fight them all. No, you're not. You're gonna die.
You're gonna die. And then like there's this like rock paper scissors things that happens with like people that specialize certain disciplines, which is why I feel like MMA is the only true way to practice martial arts. Trying to diversify as much as you can, because like there's this fight where it was like 5 jiu-jitsu guys versus 5 boxers, and it was a fucking travesty. It was a travesty. Because like, and it's fun because like on a sports level, physicalities are so different.
Right.
Like as a boxer, when you start hitting 40, you're pretty much over the hill.
Right.
In jiu-jitsu, where you start hitting 40, your technique's starting to get more and more polished because it's a 10-year art.
Yeah.
To get a black belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they had like 40-year-old dudes and like a couple 20-year-olds, one 40-year-old dude, one 30-year-old dude. Boxers, 25-year-old, just 25 to 29, cut fucking British niggas. Just cannons for arms, right? And like it's 5 against 5, so it starts out 1-1-1-1-1. Everybody splits up, right? Jiu-jitsu guys got an ankle lock. British guys just hammer fisting him. Buff, 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 buff. 3 bounces off the pavement, and he's knocked out, right? So now the other nigga's over here working on his De La Hiva, right? He's trying to get a leg. He's trying to attack it, but now this dude finished him off. He's run over to help this guy. Bing, 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 right? And then just dominoes from there. And like so, every jiu-jitsu guy that was in a good position but couldn't finish it yet is now getting stomped.
Yeah, they're dead. Yeah.
Right? And it don't matter. And that's the thing that, and I love jiu-jitsu. I'm learning a lot about it. It's really cool, really useful, works really well.
Yeah.
Against one nigga.
Yeah, it's not the only thing you can do.
If you fight 2 people with jiu-jitsu, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Unless you break a leg and then grab that leg and break that other leg as fast as you can. Yeah. There's no way, because you're gonna get head kicked.
Yeah.
If you got to do the rear naked choke, which is the most if once you get it sunk in, he's going to die.
Yeah.
He dies when you say he dies. When you got a rear naked choke, you're still gonna get kicked in the back of the head. His friend's right here with steel toe boots. He's gonna fucking give you a fucking stutter before you know it, bro. There's nothing you can do about it in that aspect.
Oh shit.
How do we start talking about martial arts? What's next, nigga?
Oh shit, my bad.
It's all right. Fuck it.
All that to say, Kota Sensei is a great teacher, and Assassination Classroom is highly recommended.
Bro, if you haven't seen it yet, you're fucking up, and that's real.
So the next one is What is Evil? And I don't remember why this was put on there.
I think we're just like getting deep, bro. Like what would we define as evil? Because I think we're talking about anti-heroes. Remember that discussion with like the Lex Luthors and that kind of thing?
Yeah. Granted, I'm gonna stray away from Lex Luthor because looking into him, he was really doing some fuck shit.
Oh no, he was a fucker. He was a fucker.
But I get what you mean.
He was also the president and the richest motherfucker out there. He was basically Elon Musk if he got into politics.
Yeah, dude. What is evil? Let me think about that for a sec.
Because I can tell you what I think evil is right now off the bat. And I think it's trying to manipulate the will and or life of another human being in any regard. And like that's the problem with my definition of evil, because like people do that subconsciously and like with no malice in their heart, so it's kind of weird to define it as that, but at the same time it's like trying to take control of somebody else, I feel like, is the essence of all evil, right? You're trying to tell them how to think, what to think, when to think. You're trying to give them an experience that they didn't ask for, right? Mm-hmm. I just can't think of anything that's worse than that. Maybe a dick in the butt. But.
Well,
Digging the butt will do it every time.
I mean, I can see where you're going with that. I do agree with you in that I think it's a bit open-ended because, like you said, people do it like subconsciously and without malice. I guess the way I would define evil, I think to me it's like akin to lying, where like there's some implied level of intent.
Yeah.
Like if you have, like we're talking about true evil, I think you have to mean it to be evil. Because like people do bad things even though they don't mean to, and sometimes people do good things by accident. I don't think that makes them good people, but I think when you include that intent, whether you want to be manipulative, whether you want to be malicious, whether you like want to hurt people, I think that's where it's truly evil. It's the wanting to deprive someone of a good experience. I'm okay for now, but yeah, that would probably be how I define evil. It's
intent. Yeah, no,
yeah, that intent
for sure. That's what I'm saying with like manipulation, because it's like, and I ran into this when I was a young boy, because I'm a pretty good actor sometimes, and I was like, whoa, I can say something and make them feel this kind of way, and I saw how evil that can get really quick.
Yeah, dude,
it's so evil, and it's like, it's just dark. Like giving somebody an artificial thought is disgusting, because like you've taken their agency from them, and now you're basically copying yourself onto another person. Because like in my mind, the just version of that is empowering them, giving them the ability to make decisions in the future, but at the same time, it's kind of an initial robbery of said agency before you get that freedom. So the only way for that initial robbery of agency to be just would be a willful trade. Like they gave that to you
in exchange,
right? And if it wasn't willful, it's evil, because basically it's a lot of grandiose terms.
You threw a lot of me there.
Because like, I mean, imagine like you're doing a thing and like I say something to you, and me saying that to you changed your entire perspective of the thing, and now you're gonna make a different choice. And then when you review that choice in your mind, it's like, wait, I would have never made that choice had he not said what he said. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I understand that. I kind of disagree. I disagree to an extent because, like you said earlier, with it being so like vague and nebulous, like I think a lot of things fall under that definition of evil that you may not mean to. Like any comedian could be branded as evil by that sense, like by that definition.
I feel you, but like it's also they tell you it's satire from the beginning. It's stated. You know what I'm saying? Versus like somebody doing that for a particular purpose.
I guess, because like, couldn't you argue that under that definition, it's evil that they know it's satirical yet do it anyway? Or do you think that's more on like the person absorbing that content because they consented to it in a way?
Yeah, they consented to it. They bought a ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a comedian. They're doing the thing. Like it's now if that was somebody you were in a relationship with, or somebody that had leeway over you in some like physical, mental, emotional capacity. You know what I'm saying? Like it's evil. Because like especially if they're doing it knowingly.
Yeah, I mean, but that's where the intent comes in. Because would you still call it evil if it was like unknowing, or if it was?
If it's repeated, if it's been brought to your attention.
I can agree with that actually.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like if it's been brought to your attention and you're continuously annoying it, then you're just doing it, and that is an ignorance of the law. It doesn't mean you're not going to jail.
Yeah, know? Dude. I didn't know drinking and driving was illegal. Well, now you do.
Now you know, so, going to that cold ass cell you finna sit in for the next 24 hours.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, man, because like, there's only so much leeway that I'm willing to give anybody with a mind, right?
Really?
Because if you have a mind and you're not, no offense to anybody that is, but you're not suffering from a mental illness, right? And you have full range and control of the way that you think. There's no real excuse for you to do things that are evil, unless you like that shit and you're evil. Like like people know when they're being evil. People know when they're being petty. People know when they're trying to hurt somebody with their actions. They choose to not think about that things because they're dwelling on the positives for themselves. Like, this is going to make me feel better, or this is going to achieve this result. I feel like it's a slippery slope,
For me, maybe this is just the cynic in me, but I disagree with that, not because of the definition itself, but because of who that applies to. Personally, like, even like me, you, or like whether it be like family member, I don't think we're all in like of sound mind, so to speak. Like, there's been countless numbers of experience, countless numbers of stimuli that direct us to the way that we perceive things, whether we receive them and, like, put that outward. So as far as like saying someone's like assuming like they're of the right mind, it's kind of hard to say that, given like we've all been guided like one way or another. Like, if you're not,
got a bias.
Yeah, like if you're not like a sheep of like one herd, you're a sheep of another, like whether knowingly or unknowingly.
But you want to hear something stupid?
Okay.
You want me to tell you something else that's gonna make you feel real mad at me? Probably. We'll see. Is evil wrong? If that was the question asked me, I would say no.
That's a tough question, dude.
I would say no.
Inherently, or just in general?
Because
in general, I'd probably say yeah. But like inherently?
Because like evil is something that exists. Because like evil is perspective when you really think about it. Somebody's being impacted. The damaged party is viewing the person who impacted them as evil.
Right.
And that's kind of the only way it exists, good and evil, is through perspective. Like, a fucking deer probably thinks the lion's evil because, like, he's fucking hungry. He's gonna eat my ass. But the lion's
usually the way we measure evil is through some level of harm. Like nowadays, whether it be like financial harm, whether it be like mental, physical harm, it's all measured through some level of harm. So I could, damn, dude, that's a good question.
Yeah, because like evil by itself is something that happens. Like, for the most part, like you said, talking about it being subconscious. It's like, it's not inherently wrong to do evil things because you didn't mean them, but it's inherently wrong to be evil knowingly.
Because for you to say that you don't think evil is wrong, that means you think evil is a byproduct and not the main thing.
It can be. It can be for certain people. Some people.
Well, that's what it would have to mean, though.
Because some people buy in. Like, some people become evil, do evil shit because it makes them feel good. Like, the act of, like, the thought of doing evil acts gives them pleasure.
Yeah.
That's a whole different ball game.
Sure.
Like, somebody that's doing evil things unknowingly and not, like, they're not aware of the impact they're having on other people. There's a different thing than somebody's actively ignoring the impact they're having on other people. You know what I'm saying?
Right now, because I am under the influence, for now, I'd say that podcast. For now, I'd probably say that evil is wrong. Like, just like flat out, like, as a statement. Like, it would be safe to say that evil is wrong, but like, I don't know if that's like 100% answer.
Yeah, like, with exceptions.
Yeah.
There's a good amount of exceptions why I would say no. Just because, like, if I'm always like, if it's not 100% yes, then it's a no. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The same thing.
Because, like, if I asked you, like, is killing someone evil?
Can be.
Well, just like,
what if you walked into that motherfucker your dog?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Over your dead baby. Like, if you were to say, like if I were to ask someone, like, is killing someone evil? And if they were to say yeah, but like, if it were in defense of another person or another being, would it still be evil? That's where it's like hard to say, like, is it wrong?
Yeah.
But then that also begs the question, like, what is evil?
That's the question. Dude, right?
God damn.
That's the thing. That's what yeah, dude. I'm good at picking questions.
Damn. That really came full circle.
Yeah, what is evil?
Wow.
Tell us in the comments what evil is.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Next question. The Void podcast.
Jeez, dude. Yo, it gets like super heavy, and then after that, it takes a nosedive.
That's
and then
right.
It gets heavy again.
That's me,
So
bro.
the one after that is...
That's literally me. That's literally the thing, man.
The one after that is parent and child relationships.
Whoa. See, you see how they fucking tie right into each other when we're talking about like things like control? We had this conversation at work. It did not go well. Don't have those kind of conversations at work. Don't do it. It's not the conversation for work, ladies and gentlemen. I promise. It's not.
No.
Probably not the conversation for here, but here we go.
What would be a good way to start this?
Well, because like, what's more sacred? What's older? Nothing.
Wait, what?
What's older? Like, what has more history in humanity than the relationship between a parent and a child?
Oh.
That's been the entirety of history.
Yeah.
Some old dude teaches a young dude how to do things, and he does the same thing. Like
how you pass on to survive through someone else. Yeah.
I've written a whole dissertation about accumulative knowledge being the only reason that humanity is as powerful as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, that's why it's so sacred, and that's why it's easily bastardized.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see, everything that's the most sacred is easily bastardized.
Right.
Religions, love, right? Sexuality is it's a tough thing. And yeah, man, I feel like so many people have, and like this is weird territory already, so I'm trying to tread carefully here, but it's like so many people have like emotional attachments to children, excuse me, that are one, unhealthy, but damaging to the child itself. And like knowledge of those things is sort of like cast aside or like lessened, you know what I'm saying? Like the kid feels this type of way because he's supposed to, like that generational trauma. Like we watch a kid get beat, it's like, yeah, we used to get our ass beat, so he probably need to get his ass beat, you know? Not thinking about this poor little tortured soul.
What would be an example of like an unhealthy emotional relationship to a child?
Well, nigga, you want to get deep, you know? Let's see. Let's talk about a friend of mine. Used to gang bang. His home was in the streets because he didn't feel like he had a home at the house. And his mom used to work all the fucking time. And when she used to get off, you know, it was sort of like, well, I'm going to kick with my people. I'm going to drink. I'm going to smoke. There's food in the fridge. Figure it out type shit. And like, nigga wasn't starving, but nigga wasn't well fed. Fucking roaches in the fridge, roaches everywhere. She wasn't barely home. She didn't really give a fuck. She came home to sleep, go somewhere else, try to find somebody else to fuck, you know? And then you look at that dude's life, and he's like drenched in gang violence, dealing with shootings, best friends dropping like flies, you know? And in that situation, it's easy to blame the mom because she wasn't there. But it's not like the kid didn't have any blame either because he chose his device, the thing that would give him the most pleasure that he felt, right? And it's like, how much of that is nature or nurture, you know? She moves to the hood because that's where she can afford to live. She works a gang of jobs because that's what she needs to do to live. And when she's not working, she takes off, spends time with her friends because she needs something to refill her battery because she's constantly feeling drained.
Right.
And she feels like the kid's self-sustaining, so fuck it. That's how she came up.
What's like I left him there and I came back and he was fine.
He was fine. He had food. I came up just like that. My mom used to leave me, blah blah blah. Like there's so many of those like generational curses that get passed down, where it's like it gets deemed as acceptable. And it's not like anybody's in any place to say what is and isn't acceptable, because like people got to raise kids how they got to raise kids, but like wanting to beautify that relationship really comes from like wanting the world to be a better place. I feel like, where it's like we want that thing to be perfect because that would be what it would take to get us to the next level in terms of humanity. Right. Having a good rearing, having good direction in life, because you'll be a stronger, better person than the previous generation, passed down, blah blah blah. But like I feel like, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately, where it's just like that just ain't life. There's so many like things where like the circumstances are out of control of the parents, where kids are just eating dick, not because fucking they have to. I mean, not because they want to, because they have to, right? The fucking parents in a situation where this is how you were born. But there's also so many examples of kids that come from that and turn into success. And what the fuck is that? I mean, how you quantify that?
I mean, that would be hard to answer without like knowing literally every single thing that took place. Because you said that something that to me was pretty interesting when you were talking about how like there's even though there's some blame on the mom, there's still some blame on the kid too, because that's what he chose. I'm like, well, damn, what is choice? I'm like, if that's his whole environment, was it really just a conscious choice, or was that just what he thought was natural to do?
I mean, natural to do is a choice. And this is why people hated Kanye when he said slavery was a choice. This is fucked up.
Okay, that's a crazy link, but okay.
You'd be like calling something a choice that seemed like it was so, like there, like something seemed like there was no choice doesn't mean that there was no choice, right? Just like Harriet Tubman decided slavery wasn't a choice, and she had to do something about it, and started the Underground Railroad, even though there are niggas getting beat and killed for that kind of shit, right? Just because they're extenuating, what's the word? Extenuating? One of them.
One of those, yeah.
Just because the circumstances are dire doesn't mean that you still don't have a way to make it better, even though it's gonna fucking suck. And like it's tough. There's a tough like dichotomy where it's like, even though this kid was fucked, even though he had everything going against him, he still had a choice, and he failed that choice.
So let me ask you, do you blame that individual for not knowing, or do you blame that individual for not doing?
I don't blame him at all.
Well, the reason why I asked that is because, like, like, there's some fault on that person as well, too. It's like, okay, so are you blaming them for, like, not knowing that there's that possibility? Or are you blaming them for not taking action to find that? Is it a mix of both?
It's kind of it's kind of a mix of both, because, like, and again, this is selfish because, like, it comes from my own perspective. I've had, like, similar shit happen to me where, like, I had to find the light, And that search for the light was difficult. Everywhere you looked was darkness. Every choice you made felt like it would dig you deeper into a hole. And it was definitely tough finding the light, but you had to. But then again, I also had people that I loved that I didn't want to see watch me turn dark. So that was something that kind of, like, made it to where it's like, I can't fail.
Yeah, dude.
I have to do something. I have to make it so this isn't what happens. Because if they see this happen, it'll kill them. And I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
And, like, maybe that's the thing that's missing from people's lives, is, like, there's something about finding something to love, holding on to it as hard as you can, and not letting anything come between it. They're like, I think it's something that people should do. And, like, it's like you said with, like, fault, it's kind of hard to fault you for not finding that. But it's available. And, like, for the most part, something like we talked about this before, where it's like people are being loved to their face. People are telling you, I love you, I'll do anything for you, and they'll be like, nah, I don't believe you. Where it's like, in that moment, it's like you had all the things that you could have had. Like, it couldn't have gotten any better for you. You had a house, a warm house, 3 hots in a cot, they would have died for you. But you didn't see it because you were too busy living through your own emotions. And like not having that emotional intelligence is tough, but it always comes back to a leap, in my opinion. There's always like that leap that you're not willing to take. From whatever perspective you're sitting at, it's like, this thing seems too far if I jump for it. I don't want to die. I don't want to jump into this chasm of things that I don't understand. Where it's like, if you don't jump, you're only guaranteeing your current position.
Right.
You don't do anything, you're guaranteed to be doing the same thing that you're feeling right the fuck now. You do jump, there is an element of unknown. You could get fucked. Who knows? Who knows what's going to be in the chasm? But you know what's going to be on the other side if you make it. And maybe the chasm teaches you something better than your current position.
Yeah, I agree with that to an extent. Because, like, obviously, humans are a creature of habit. So when it comes to these things of, like, whether they be bad habits or good habits, it's hard to say that for sure, knowing how hard it can be to break those things. Like, assuming they're not causing harm to, like, other people's, that's where, say, like, you could, like, argue it reaches too far depending on it. But, like, if you're destroying yourself and, like, all you've known is, like, these bad habits, and, like, it's kind of hard to, like, it's hard to be like, well, like, you want to be there.
Yeah.
It's hard to, for me, it's hard to make that leap without, like you said, having those people that can show you a different way.
I mean, we don't have it on the list, so let's just transition this into the Naruto Sasuke talk.
Oh, God.
This is the same talk. It's the same exact talk.
No, I feel you, though.
It's the same exact talk. Because, like, we've talked about this before, where it's like the possibility existing, no matter how minuscule, in my opinion, is enough for there to be no excuse why you didn't try.
Yeah, I feel like this comes down to a lot of our conversations.
Yeah, it's
great
impasse.
You lean more heavily towards the possibility, where I lean more towards the probability.
Yeah.
And, like, the probability of, like, having those avenues of, like, hey, like, you grew, like, there's circumstance A where, like, one, you grew up in, like, a great place and you had, like, great idols. There's another circumstance where you, like, grew up in a great place but you didn't have really good idols. Then you get into, like, oh, you grow up in a shitty place and you have, like, no one to, like, guide you. Like, that's where, like, most people fall into, and that's where I lean more towards, like, the probability, because, like, yeah, they didn't, like, necessarily make it, but, like, on the other hand, it's like, given all the stuff that was going on, it's like, well, as long as it's possible, like, you owe it to yourself. It's like that's a hard leap to make for me. Like, knowing what kind of factors and, like, how they have an impact, like, on the way you think and the way you perceive things, it's really hard to make that leap for me.
Because, like, who had the harder life, bro? Naruto or Sasuke? Sasuke had one bad day. It was really bad.
Caveat, this wasn't just like, oh, my pants ripped.
No, really bad.
This was like,
horrible
everyone
day.
that I immediately knew and loved is now slaughtered by my brother, who I now have been told by said brother to hate forever.
One bad day.
It was quite a bad day.
After that day, though, he was hailed as the greatest in ninjutsu. Everybody was kissing his ass. He had nothing but friends. Nothing but people trying to teach him. What did Naruto have? Dick slaps. Naruto's getting dick slapped since he was born.
I mean, that's all perception, though, because, like, what kind of world are we looking at this from? Like, if we're looking at this from, like, just an academy standpoint, like, sure, like, yeah, the kid's a prodigy, but he has a life outside of that that's fucked, and that's what matters more.
It wasn't that fucked.
It was pretty fucked.
He was beloved by his peers.
After that, it was pretty fucked.
When? After what?
After the massacre.
Oh, no, facts. He would, like, all the darkness that he had, he was inflicting on himself. The darkness that Naruto experienced was inflicted on himself and his peers. He couldn't go to a pants store without getting called a demon. He didn't know why.
And, bro, like, the only reason, like, I'm gonna say it's close, but the only reason why I say Naruto Nigga was playing goldfish with his shadow clothes, bro.
With his damn
That's
self.
the only reason why. But like, for me, I don't want to like.
And Naruto lost all his people too. He only had 2 niggas though. His mama and his dad, and he lost both of them that night.
Sure, but like he wasn't even old enough to have that attachment where losing somebody meant it.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of the same thing, but more fucked. At least Sasuke got to be raised with his family and experience love for a little bit. Better to love than lost, you know what I'm saying? And he knew what love meant. He knew what love felt like. And maybe he didn't trust it because he thought he loved his brother and his brother killed everybody.
Right, but that saying is not like true for everybody though. That's an opinion. And like obviously in Sasuke's case, like I would have rather have not had that bond at all than to just like see everybody that I loved and commune with just fucking slaughtered because some political bullshit.
It's bullshit. But I mean, think about when he did heal. When he went on that mission with Itachi and they fucked up
Kabuto.
When they fucked up Kabuto. Think about all the healing that went through that process and like how he changed and how he embraced love into his heart again slowly. If that would have happened at a younger age and he would have let it happen, he would have been over it. If you'd let Kakashi, and Kakashi taught him the fucking Chidori.
True.
And they hung out all the time. But Kakashi wasn't really the
hot take.
Learn a nigga type.
Kakashi is not really the best mentor. He's a great teacher.
He's a great physical teacher.
Informational, analytical level. But when it comes to like relating to somebody, I would not go to Kakashi for that.
No, relating? No, he imposed his will upon him. He literally made an exam that was like, if you feed this nigga, I'm gonna kick you out. I'm gonna fucking kick you out. But then I told you not to feed this nigga. But if you don't feed this nigga, I'm gonna kick you out.
Yeah.
Like he was he was. No, I get that. Like if you think if Sasuke got Jiraiya, it would have been a different story.
Whoa, dude.
You think if Sasuke had a mentor that actually considered his position and talked to him like an equal?
Bro, low-key, I don't even think... Bro, even like if Iruka took more time with Sasuke, I think that alone would make a difference.
Yeah, nobody was really like fucking with him like that.
No.
Because everybody assumed he had it good. And like, you ever see... And this is like a hard cut to something that's kind of related. You ever seen a Class of 3000? No. Andre 3000 made this series a while back. Beautiful series. Everything was really deep, really music focused.
That name rings a bell, but I haven't seen the show. Sorry.
Beautiful. Continue. Love Andre 3000. Andre 3000, I'll sing a song. I don't really sing like that, but I'll do it for you. There's a song in this episode called A Rich Shade of Blue. Mm-hmm. Where like this... One of the kids that was in the music class was fucking depressed, but he was rich. Like he was fucking by an island rich. So niggas wasn't trying to hear it. Yeah. They was like, look, bro, you rich. Like you ain't got shit to be blue about. He was like, nah, I'm sad, but it's a rich shade of blue. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the whole song was about how like he was still going through trials and tribulations, even though he was rich. And it's kind of the same thing. Like you could feel bad with good surroundings.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like tougher in a way because like nobody's gonna be down on a knee trying to help you out of it. Everybody's gonna assume you got it.
It's twofold, right? Because like if you're in a shitty situation, like if you're in a shitty situation, you have shitty people around you, people are gonna like sympathize with that. But like if you're in a good situation, but like you're still feeling bad, like you get it from like both sides. Like people are like, nah, you're not gonna like, nah, you ain't got really nothing to like trip about. And then the people that actually want to help you, it's just like, bro, these aren't real problems. Like, yeah, these aren't problems that people have, and like that's a really invalidating and like hopeless feeling per se. Yeah. It's like,
yeah, I can see that aspect of Sasuke, man. I just still think he's
but even like going back to the point, like I don't really like to get into the territory of like who had it worse, because like
his perspective.
Well, for me, it kind of reduces the conversation to something it doesn't need to be, because it's like both of them had it pretty shitty. Like if you were to say like Sasuke had a less shitty life than Naruto, like that's fine, but to then say he has like no right to complain or like no right to be the way he does because he had a less shitty life than someone else, that's the notion I don't agree with. And that's why I don't like getting into the scales of it.
Yeah, it's not so much that he didn't have a right to complain. It's just like he's got no excuse to not find the way out. Because like even like Gaara's situation,
Gaara had a fucked life.
Gaara was getting dicked.
You could argue it's worse than both of them. Like you could very well argue it's worse than both.
His parents didn't die. They survived and they fucked him up, bro. It was way worse. Gaara was getting shat on, and he couldn't sleep.
No,
I think it was an eternal nightmare.
Hey, like, yeah, not only are your parents like trying to have you assassinated, if you go to sleep, a beast is going to take over and control and destroy your village.
But what did it take for him?
Naruto beat his ass.
just one good old fashioned respect fade. Just one respect fade. Caught a headbutt with that nigga. Bam! Headbutted him. He said, "I don't care if I lose my arms and legs. I'm gonna crawl to you and bite you."
Hey, low key, that's a good point. Cause like, when did Naruto and Sasuke ever have just straight all fairs like 1-on-1 before the Valley of the End?
Yeah, they tried, and then Itachi broke it. No, not Itachi. Kakashi broke it up.
Like the water tower thing.
Yeah, and he saw the water tower, and that water tower thing gave him another fucking.
Yeah, that's a good point, dude. Wow.
They never settled their beef. Like it was just like, and that was the thing that like, and this is why I feel bad for Sasuke, but I don't feel bad for Sasuke, because he was isolated. It was terrible for him, and there was no saving him because you could further and further deep, like went further into his isolation.
Yeah,
but I don't feel sorry for him because that isolation was something he chose, time and time again. He had been offered ways out. I can have friends I can talk to. Naruto's basically going through the exact same fucking thing I'm going through. I could talk to Cuz about it, or we can just be friends. But he chose to go back to that isolation and find his revenge for his brother, even though he saw that and he broke his arm. And like that's the part that's like sort of irredeemable to him. But like shout out to the Hidden Leaf and Naruto really for forgiving him, right?
I mean, and that's where for me I have a little bit of sympathy. Because like when that's all you have, like whether it be good or bad, that's gonna be like all you want to be in, because like, and like even on like a real life level, then this stage just on like the first like 10 to 12 years like of your life is like development are the most important when it comes to like learning how to develop future habits and like holding to those. And so like him, when you're in that impressionable stage and you have that kind of traumatic experience, it's like that's what you stick to, whether it be good or bad. Like that's what because it happened during those developmental moments, that's what your brain like filters things through. And so like I said, that's what for me is hard to like not give him that leeway, because knowing that there should have been like somebody that's helping Sasuke on like a psychological level. Like after that, like you're telling me like you're one of the village leaders and like the entire clan got slaughtered except for this one survivor, and you didn't check on him in like any like mental way. Like that's a huge fuck up to me.
You know what I just thought about?
What's up?
When no therapist in the Hidden Leaf. When the now
no psychology clinics, no rehab centers.
And these niggas were straight up like warriors. Like,
yeah, dude.
They didn't use guns.
I mean, that's what the villages were. That's what the villages were formed off of in the first place. Like during like the War and States period, like, yo, fuck all this useless fighting. Let's just like find some place, like be cool and like chill. But like obviously like other niggas didn't agree with that, so they still had to be like fighting. But like yeah, that's like where like all that mentality comes from. Like all people did from like a very young age was fight.
Bro, I hate to reference Joe Rogan because everybody in every podcast references Joe Rogan, but that's the king. What you gonna do? He was talking about how back in the day when war was like more commonplace, like ancient times, medieval times, like it was beneficial to have a couple like, what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with a P. Silent P, if I recall. A couple of psychopaths
I was gonna say psychos. I'm glad I was in the territory.
Yeah, a couple of psychopaths on your team because in wartime they're extremely useful. People that disregard human life, stomp on them, tear a rib cage open, step on the lungs. You know what I'm saying? Like those kind of dudes were useful in those times. And I wonder, like on a side note, if the Naruto thing was sort of like that was something that they were trying to do.
Oh, from like an underground level, that for sure had to have been a thought for Sasuke. I'm like,
yeah, keep him
this
fucked
dude's
up.
kind of got a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's turn him into a nuke. Yeah,
Let's turn him into a nuke. Put that nigga in the Anbu like his brother.
Yeah, dude. So
his brother was a success up until that last thing where he left.
Yeah,
and that's the crazy part. He left. That was where he fucked up. Everything else was perfect.
Bro, it was like that one scene I showed you. Like after he was killing everybody, he took the identity as one of like Danzo's guards. Even he was like telling Danzo, like, bro, if you fucking with my brother, I will spin the block for your dumbass.
And think about, and like, so like, there's this thing that I always love, like talking about in anime, and it's just like the gravitas of certain threats. Itachi threatening you is a different thing. Can't nobody stop him. Can't nothing stop him. Disease can't stop him. Death can't stop him. This nigga transcended death. Lived as a puppet with full volition of his own his own actions, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And he just threatened you. You better do what the fuck he says. You know, like this just reminded me of the Breaking Bad. You watch Breaking Bad?
Yes.
I just rewatched it for a millionth time. I need to stop.
It's a great watch.
But I just got back to that scene where he was like threatening Gretchen and Elliot, those two people from the company he used to work for.
Yeah.
And he had two niggas in the hill with laser pointers pointed at their chest, and he just spun a good story. But it's like, if you ever don't spend this money, these assassins are gonna come to kill you. Doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah, it was just two dudes with laser pointers.
Two dudes with laser pointers. But the threat itself was so potent, bro. And like, shout out to that word, potent. Is a different kind of word that we use a lot.
Yeah, man, it's yeah, and like. It's not only you, but like, because I know you called me like the Sasuke Migi type before, but like people other than you, like that I've talked to,
you're a Migi, bro.
That I've talked to about Sasuke. It's like like I remember I was telling my friend, they were like, there is straight up no defense for Sasuke. I'm like, damn, this is gonna be an uphill battle for me. so I get it. Like
no defense.
I get it. I'm not like trying to like disregard anything he's done, but it's just. Circumstances are a motherfucker, dude.
No, facts, and I feel that because like even I have uncles at gangbang that hate when I talk about gangbang. Like it's something that makes sense, but when you got nowhere and nobody and nothing, and this thing gives you something,
yeah,
it don't matter. It don't matter what that thing is.
Yeah, dude.
And that's the problem, because you got nobody else teaching you in a different way. If you given a certain way, if you like, what if that thing is off in public? You know what I'm saying? Like you meet a mentor and he's like, listen, bro, this is what I do to handle stress. And that's your way now. Like it's really that simple. Like if you don't get given away, you'll take anyway.
Yeah, dude. That's and something like that is why
in public?
No.
Don't do that. You go to jail.
No, that idea of having someone to show you the way, and that's why the captain from Black Bull's Yami from Black Clover, that's why he's one of like my favorite teachers in like pretty much all of anime, because like he considers like the people under him, like instead of like here's what to do, it's like, hey, what do you think about this? Like even that like shift and like how you address like somebody's like thought, like if they have a new thought, even that kind of shift, like that's monumental for somebody's development. Because if you tell them like, oh, here's what it is, it's like, well, I guess like I don't have to explore that anymore. But like if you introduce something to somebody and they're like, well, what do you think about this? That gives you a chance of mind to it. That gives your mind a chance to explore that rather than just like, oh, here's what it is. Okay, on to the next. Yeah.
I just had this conversation with a friend of mine, and like it was a funny conversation because it was basically an argument. Because he's starting a business and he doesn't like people talking about it. And I went to business school, so I talk about business all the time.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, you ain't got an overhead, or you're creating overhead for yourself. You're not making X amount of dollars. It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
And he takes that shit personal. And we got into like kind of a scream match. Like, well, you don't have the perspective, blah, 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 blah. And like, that was one thing we were talking about. Like, look, bro, like, anybody can have a good idea. And you saying that somebody's stupid means that you're locked off to all the ideas they'll ever have ever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not a good decision from a business standpoint.
Yeah, dude.
One of those ideas might be worth $1 million.
You haven't even like started the company, you've already stagnated your growth by an immeasurable amount.
Basically, exactly. That's exactly the point, bro. Yeah, but you know, it's tough. It's a tough thing to see past sometimes.
Yeah,
but I think we did though. We got reached agreement. That's my boy. That's my nigga.
That's good. Yeah,
yeah. We definitely like reached some rough territory, and I knew we would. And that's what happens because I know the same thing with my business. It gets personal. Yeah. I've had arguments with my girl because she's like talking shit about it, and it's like, no, like I mean this, you know.
Yeah.
But you just got to find a way to.
Yeah, I mean, especially when it gets to that stuff, like it's your namesake on the line. Of course, there's going to be some level of like personal to it, you know.
Yeah, it was tough. It's a tough thing. Like anytime you're taking business personal, it breeds issues.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah, so I mean that's one thing I would say. Never go into business with family because it's like I know some shit about you, and like it come through on a professional level when it doesn't have to.
Yeah, bro. Know? There's like this element of emotional investment that I try to like. It comes from like stoicism, I guess, where it's like if you maintain a certain level of emotional investment, you'll never be disappointed. You'll never be taken advantage of, and you'll always see the big picture. Mm-hmm. So it's like it gets kind of addictive to me to think that way, but like it also takes you away from like certain things that give back to you as well.
Yeah, it limits your potential to like a place where like once you experience that contentness, it's like, okay, here's where I hover. Like anything more or less than that, like I don't need to have. Yeah. So it does limit that potential for what you could feel per se.
That ambition, bro. You need that ambition. You want to grow. All right, what's next, nigga? We took that one like 4 different ways.
Oh shit.
These are good questions, bro.
So I'll let you pick which one you want to do. We have what is value?
Whoa.
And then we have what is hope?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hope.
We can do hope first.
Yeah, let's do hope. Values.
Because hope is like, for me, it's more unexplored. That's why I want to explore it. Yeah. But what is hope?
Hope is fucked, bro. Hope is what it is. Hope is fucked. You can sell hope. It's fucked. Bro, motherfuckers selling hope to you. Look at Herbalife.
That's a funny example.
You know what I'm saying? You hope you go get skinny. So you drink these fucking cookies and cream smoothies for a month.
That's really Weight Watchers. But I mean, I guess like again, like I don't know what caused these questions to arise, but I guess it's more just like on a base level. I guess it's kind of like the what is evil question. Like, what would you define as hope?
Yeah, dude. Like, to me, I would define hope is just the belief that something will change. For the better, for the worse, for you personally. Probably for you personally, for most people. Like, belief that something will change is what I would call hope.
Follow-up question for you. How thick or thin do you think the line is between hope and despair?
Hope and despair.
Because I feel like despair would be the natural opposite to hope.
I guess so, yeah. And it's sort of like very thin because hope can cause despair. If you put too much hope in something and it doesn't play out, yeah, you fall into despair because you're sad that it didn't, you know? Sort of like how being so happy can lead into being really angry, you know? Yeah. Having a good time, you get pissed the moment somebody throws the vibe off, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way you interact with emotions. Like, if you feel one emotion heavily, it would make sense that you would feel others heavily. Mm-hmm. As far as like what is hope, My definition will probably be similar, if not the same, to yours. I think it's just having that sixth sense about something, whether it does or doesn't pan out, just having that extra sensory feeling that something is on the horizon, whether it changes for the better or worse. And like, it's kind of hard to explain because it's such an intangible thing, but
tell us in the comments what hope means. You're supposed to say that when you do YouTube.
Oh, yeah. I'm not a YouTuber, so I don't.
Yeah, you are.
Well,
you got a channel, bro, with a podcast that's 2 hours. That's some Joe Rogan shit.
He also has like thousands of episodes.
We got one. Nigga, shit, we got one. It's streaming live right now. We edited this down. That'd be a couple videos. It'd be all good.
No, yeah. Because for me, like, hope is like, I don't want to say last resort, but it's kind of like all you have in a sense sometimes.
For sure.
It's like you could do everything by every like observable measure, but then like when those don't pan out, it's just what else do you have? Or it's just like, fuck it, I'm still gonna like keep going for it. Like that is like hope in a sense. That's in the face of like objective negativity. There's an unshakable thing in you that says there's going to be something that comes out of this that is positive, and it can be very, very powerful, both for like good and or bad. Like you said, it's like whether you like start to sell it and like stuff like that. It's a very powerful thing, I'd say.
And like this is my problem. Like we talk about how I love chaos so much, but like there's also like this element of chaos where it's like when things are so nebulous, they're easily manipulated.
Right.
And hope is one of those things where it's like hope can mean
really good whiskey, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, my grandma gave me this.
That's really good.
Yeah,
but
dude.
You were saying about hope being nebulous.
It's like it's easily manipulated. Like if you gave somebody hope over something, there's not much that they wouldn't do. Like say you talking to an ex-con who can't get a job, he's got nowhere to stay, and you're like, yo, bro, guaranteed I'll give you $2,000 a month if you take care of this thing for me. You giving him a hope of a livelihood. And there's not much that he wouldn't do to make that happen. And that same hope can be powerful in a good way too. Like you give somebody hope that they can be better than they were. It would give them the power to do the thing that they wanted to do, right? Which is why like I agree for the most part with organized religion. It's just like putting blinders on is this shit that I don't agree with.
There's something you said, and it's funny that you brought that up because I was going to segue into that too. It was something you said about what was that hope? But damn, I really wish I could remember that thought I had. All that to say, it was. Oh, that's what I was gonna ask. How do you discern whether something is the cause of someone having a hope, or is someone the cause of someone having just like sheer will? Because it was interesting. The reason why I said it was interesting that you brought up religion is because like one of like the main criticisms they get is like, especially like in this world of like a myriad of environments and a myriad of different people and a myriad of different perspectives, it's hard to discern a miracle versus just like random chance. And so it's like when you talk about like hope, it's like what's that discernment between like hope and just like sheer will?
Hard work, nigga. Hard work, because like will is a byproduct, or the things that come from will are byproducts of hard work and effort. Whereas hope is something that you ponder upon. Will is something that you had to have actualized. And hope can power will, right? Hope can give you the will to do something. But will in and of itself is, I feel, what I would call the ultimate power. Because like we want to, this is going to be a crazy pivot, but like when we talk about like, when we hear about people talking about the Black Hebrews and how Black people used to call themselves gods in the African culture because God gods to them meant a being who was capable of creating something through their own will.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what it is. Like, think about the power to build a house.
Mm-hmm.
That's some that's some unworldly shit to a nigga that never hammered a nail. You know what I'm saying? That's otherworldly. I have a house with air conditioning. I don't know shit about putting up a fucking HEPA filter on anything or like HVAC systems, you know?
So do you think it's impossible to act upon hope? Because like you said
No.
in the example, like of that one guy where it's like when you were talking to like an ex-con, it's just like, hey, I got this thing, like guarantee it will get you housing, will get you like a nice wage, and like that was the hope. And like say he does like get to that point where like he gets that, like was he acting off of like hope or was he acting off of like his own will?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So like that hope might have given him the will to do whatever it took to achieve what his hope was. It's kind of like the difference between having a dream and trying to make that dream happen. Whereas like the making of the dream happening is like the actualization of your will, but the having of the dream is you having the hope that it will come true.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
It's a symbiotic relationship, but one can exist without the other in terms of like will existing without hope and still accomplishing something.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But like hope existing without will kind of makes you a nigga thinking about a better future. You know, and that's
hope without will. You're just a philosopher.
You're just the philosopher just sitting there like lamenting on your current situation, and like there's value there, sort of, but like, what are you doing to better your situation?
Which is a good way to our next question. What is value?
Yeah, bro, value. And like, I was honestly gonna say we should skip this question, but since that shit segued so clean, fuck it. No, fuck it. Okay, it segued so clean, so we're right here because like, I think value is so personal, right? But at the same time, I think this is where this question came from, because we were talking about, does value come from the individual or does it come from the shared perspective of what this thing is, right? Like a bunch of people think this thing is valuable, so it's valuable, or one person thinks this thing is valuable, so it's valuable. And it's like, I feel like it's not really a straight answer. It's more of like a gray area kind of answer.
It's like a very hard question to answer, and I'll do you one better. I think value depends on the entity in which you bring it to. For example, if I'm a gardener and you're bringing me like electronic stuff, that's not going to have any value to me. But if I'm like a computer repair person, you bring those same parts to me, that's going to have a different amount of value to me because I'm a different entity acting upon that.
Yeah, like
so for me, it like
contextual.
For me, it's like, I guess it's not really a straightforward answer, but value depends on the entity in which you bring it to. I think it's better to analyze it within that scope, because like, for you to say like what is value would be like, okay, well, who is this valuable to?
Yeah,
because otherwise there's nothing to talk about if it's just like, it would be like, what are we talking about then?
Yeah, it always like relies on an outside entity, unless it's the individual talking about it being valuable to them. And that's kind of like the dichotomy where it's like something that's individually valuable has no kind of valuability to society.
Yeah,
it's like something with, what's the word? Something with, there's a word for it. It starts with an S. Like you send it to a pawn shop and like, oh, this has a lot of blank kind of value, but I can't sell it.
Scarcity?
No. Sympathetic. Nope. Has a lot of symbiotic. Nope.
Oh, sentimental value.
Sentimentality, right?
Yeah.
And like the aspect of sentimentality is really like what everything's based on, in a sense.
Yeah.
From the beginning, like a family is valuable to an individual because they carry deep sentiments towards this family. But your family may not be as valuable to this nigga who has his own family because he has no sentimental value. And like, and then there's like that line where it's like sentimental value versus societal value.
Yeah.
And like the weight of something that is societally valuable can be felt just as deeply as sentimentality. Like somebody with a trade, right? If you have a trade fixing computers, you're up here and said like in societal value. You're needed, you're getting paid well, versus like
even on like, to me, even like a super broader scope, like the value of like gender roles. Like, and when we're talking about entities, like when gender roles were like being established and like, well, not established, but like being like developed and thought out, like there was reasons for those, like whether you want to go back to like being like hunter gatherers and stuff like that, or whether you want to go to like traditional values like in the early like 1900s. But like the reason why those shift now is because the entity, quote unquote, has changed with like not necessarily people in general, but like our thought as a collective. I think that's the entity and change, so why something like that could have less value. And that's why, like, for me, the definition, it depends on like what entity you bring it towards, because it could change. The same thing can change depending on who you bring it to.
Yeah. Let's cap it off with one last question.
Okay.
What do you think is the most valuable thing in life? Tell us in the comments if y'all feel so inclined.
What's the most valuable thing in life?
The most valuable thing in life.
Time.
Time? Yeah, that's it's kind of vague though. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a concept. Like, what do you mean time?
One of the things that my mom taught me that really stuck with me to this day is in the scope of like now, or like in general, like you're either gonna spend time or you're gonna spend money, but you're gonna spend one of them. Like you can't do anything without spending one of those two. And so money, people are always gonna want to spend money because they can get that back. You can't get back time.
Facts.
So for me, that's why I say time. It's not something you can get back. There's a set amount that you're given, and like whatever you do with that is what you do with that. It's what you make of it.
Such a Migi answer, dude. Parasite anime Migi, that's him. But I agree to a certain extent. But I would say I think that's most valuable in life is love, because it gives value to time. Because doing things that you don't love kind of makes the time empty.
It blows, yeah.
It sucks. It sucks ass. And like and like I can even go further than that and just say it's purpose. Like having something that you're willing to dedicate yourself to that's higher than yourself. And like for that, some people for that, that's religion for them, right? Some people that's family for them. But it's like something that like a higher purpose that makes you look beyond yourself and give further.
That's a great topic for the next time, whether it be like purpose or passion, because those are two things that I've struggled with personally. So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's good.
That would be.
We'll write that shit down on the next sticky note.
No, but yeah, love is. Yeah, you're right. It does give credence to time, and it was like what Ricky Gervais was saying. Like he was talking to that one chick on the show. He's like, I think like life is valuable because like you can't get time back. Because he was talking about like if you know something's gonna end, then like what's the point of like watching a movie?
Yeah.
So it's like I think it's valuable because like you can put a movie on again and again. You can't replay life.
Yeah.
So like,
well, the thing that you can get out of that movie is like how you feel about it.
Right.
Like it can enhance that, and like this is gonna be a crazy illusion, but like, you ever seen Man of Steel?
Yeah.
See Man of Steel a gang of times. One time, I watched it while taking a certain controlled substance that rhymes with ushrooms.
Okay.
Right. Allegedly. America. And it made me like hyper focus on the details, and I've never appreciated a movie more in my entire life. And like there's really this one scene that really like nailed it down for me, and it's when Zod was floating above the earth, right? And he was looking for Superman, and he broadcast to every streaming device, every radio, every TV,
every medium of communication
in every language. How many languages are there? Hundreds.
28, I think.
At least, right?
I don't remember.
That we know of.
Yeah.
Besides dialects.
Yeah.
Right? And he hit every single one of them and said, "Find me this man." And like that heaviness like never set on me until like watching it in that moment. Because it's like I was into it.
Right.
And like there's something about being into something that changes your entire experience with it.
Right.
If you're like kind of half in, half out, it can pass you by, you know? But like if you're into something, like 100% emotionally invested into something, it does something to your time that just fucking, it makes it a completely different experience.
Yeah, that's true.
And I would say that feeling that I felt the most in my life has always been love. It's always been like some type of deeper understanding or appreciation of the thing that I'm doing. And yeah, we'll have that discussion later. That's a fun discussion.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, man, because it was something that I needed. Because if I didn't have it, who knows? You know, who knows? I might have been Sasuke. We would have been talking about me.
Yeah, dude. We're all just one bad day away.
Bro, listen. Yeah. I just had a conversation. I just talked to somebody about homos. Anyway, next time on The Void Ballsy. Appreciate you guys. Have a great night. Like and subscribe. And I figure like I'm supposed to say that shit because we do YouTube. So like and subscribe.
Yeah, it's your main thing.
Yeah. So. Like and subscribe and tell us in the comments if we're stupid or not. I love you and stay black.
Oh, take care, everybody.